Welcome to the American Dream, a show that started right here in San Diego, America's finest city, that now spans positive media all across the country, real stories in real neighborhoods. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and here's the American Dream.
Hi, I am Monica Irigoyen. I'm a native Tucsonan, I'm a realtor, and I have a passion for this city. Join me today as we learn more about 3 legacies at the University of Arizona. Have you ever wondered why the U of A Wildcats are called Wildcats, yet everybody says bear down? I'm here to tell you the legacy of that story. The bear you see at the entrance of Gentle Ben's restaurant and bar symbolizes the legacy of student John B. Salmon. Button, as he was known, was not only quarterback of the football team, but also the catcher for the baseball team and the current student body president. In October of 1926, Button suffered critical spine injuries in a terrible car accident. The football coach visited him regularly in the hospital, and the phrase comes from a final conversation between them. Wanting to encourage his teammates, John B. Salmon told his coach, "Tell them to bear down." Sadly, John Button Salmon died from his injuries the next day. But his final words to his coach have become a rally cry that embodied the spirit of the University of Arizona here in Tucson. So here I am with Tom Heath, who is the host of Life Along the Streetcar. And Tom, tell me a little bit, what are we doing here? Why did you bring me over to this area?
Well, you were talking about Main Gate Square, which is a shopping district just outside of the university. And I think it's important to get the historical context because it's really one of those truly remarkable Tucson inspirational stories. So where we are now is what would be considered the main gate of the original campus. And a woman by the name of Louise Fucar Marshall came to the University of Arizona. She became the first female professor. She came from an entrepreneurial background. And what she saw was the university, and then to the west, she saw downtown and nothing in between. So over time, she started purchasing parts of this land and slowly developing it. Her emphasis, though, was to raise money so that she could help provide scholarships to a lot of the female students that wanted to come to the U of A. But that's not why we tell her story.
Why do we tell her story?
Because she shot her husband.
What?
And that's such a typical Tucson story. We can't just have something really good and positive. There always has to be this element of intrigue attached to it. But I think that's being a part of a Wild West town.
And that's a legacy.
We're on the University of Arizona Mall. We're in front of a really iconic building called Old Main. When the university was first formed, this was the original building that was here. Whenever you see pictures of the campus, there's just a lot of dirt and Old Main. Now, in front of Old Main is the mall, and that stretches about a mile down to the east. And the area I wanted to show you is right in this center piece. This is the USS Arizona Mall Memorial, and to me, it's one of those really truly hidden gems. Being the University of Arizona, we have a special connection with the USS Arizona, the ship that was lost in Pearl Harbor on December 7th. A total of 1,177 sailors and Marines lost their lives as a result of that bombing. And this memorial is designed to honor them. In the center, you see where the flagpole is. We'll actually walk over there in a minute. There's 1,177 medallions with each one of their names, their rank, their hometowns, which is interesting. The designer of this was a gentleman named David Carter, and he created a life-size outline of the USS Arizona that sits right here on this mall.
Today, we'd like to thank Tom Heath for joining us on our episode of American Dream TV. If you're interested in any of the information we discussed today or anything in Tucson, Arizona, contact me, Monica Irigoyen, your host on American Dream TV. See you next time.
Welcome back to the American Dream TV, Selling Tucson. I'm your host, Nicole Trevino, and today we're going to go about 70 miles southeast to Sierra Vista. We're here at the new location of Tombstone Brewing Company. Let's catch up with the owner, Matt Brown. So can you tell us a little bit about the history of Tombstone Brewing Company?
Yeah, so we started in Tombstone in 2016, just a little bit off the main drag downtown. And we opened our Phoenix location in 2020, and then this just opened last month.
That is awesome. And being down here in Arizona in the southeast, are there any like local ingredients or beers or drinks you guys make that are inspired by the local area?
So we do some beers that we come out with maybe once, at most twice a year, that are actually made with spontaneous fermentation. So the native yeast in the air down here makes the beer for us.
That's cool.
Those are sour, and we often use local ingredients for them. We've done one with local beets. We've done one with local O. Henry peaches from over near Elfrida. We've done a variety of stuff like that. Our kitchen here uses a lot of local ingredients. Yeah, we try to really focus on a lot of those local providers for that stuff as well as for the beers.
I love that. Definitely brings in a lot of community involvement, which is really cool. Do you have any drink recommendations or any of your favorites for someone who maybe hasn't been here before?
Yeah, so our best sellers are always our lagers, and right now we have an American Sapphire Pils, which is a golden lager, super drinkable. It features Sapphire, which is a hop that has a little bit of a citrusy character to it. We have an Imperial Stout that's been aged in Pikesville rye barrels, and that one is over 15% alcohol, and it was aged for over a year, so that's one where when this keg is gone, there's no more left, so, and it's close to kicking. So that one, and then we have a couple of new IPAs, including one called All the Hops, and All the Hops takes all of the hop lots that we selected when we went to Oregon back in the fall. All those lots are then processed for us, and we do a beer with each individual hop variety, but then we do a beer that features all of them, and that's the All the Hops IPA that just went on tap a couple days ago.
Awesome. And I know earlier you were mentioning that you guys had one that was a partnership with a taco restaurant, right, up in Phoenix?
Yeah, there's an incredible taco place just north of our Phoenix location. It's called Crujiente Tacos. It's at about 40th and Camelback in Phoenix. And they buy a lot of our beer. They're great people, and they have amazing tacos. And we did a collaboration with them where we call it Crusader. Their logo has a capital CRU. So they wanted the IPA is named Crusader with the capital CRU. And that's an IPA very similar to our flagship IPA, but it actually uses a blend of different malts, whereas most of our IPAs use a single type of malt.
And for the last question for you, I know you guys are brand new. You just opened like 2 weeks ago. But with the original Tombstone Brewing Company obviously being in the town too tough to die, why did you guys decide to move into Sierra Vista?
We'd considered and ultimately turned down a lot of different opportunities to do something like this, and Sierra Vista really presented sort of the perfect environment, we thought. The idea of revitalizing the West End, of creating a downtown environment with a real soul to it, to sort of build a community in a specific part of town was just a really exciting thing to us. With the history of this spot being originally the bar White City and then it being Daisy Mays for so long, it seemed perfect to be a part of this revitalization of part of town and to be part of something really cool.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to have you guys here. And I am excited to go try the food and some of the drinks you just recommended.
Thank you.
Big thanks to everyone at Tombstone Brewing Company. Next time you're in town, come grab a delicious drink. I'm Nicole Trevino, and this is the American Dream TV. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host and real estate expert, Jody Koch. And today we're going to check out public art in Oro Valley, like this piece right here, Morning Light by Al Glenn. Let's go see how all of this got started. Our tour today also includes Catalyst. I'm here with Matt Rowland, the Director of Programming for the Southern Arizona Art and Cultural Alliance.
Hi, Jody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is fun. Thanks for the invitation. Tell me more about how all this evolved.
So I'm Director of Programs with SACA, Southern Arizona Arts and Cultural Alliance. And SACA started back in 1997 as the Greater Oro Valley Arts Council, GOVAC. A lot of people knew us. And so SACA today, we changed to SACA about 12 years ago to serve a more regional need. And this space here at Catalyst is part of that regional need, to give a home for the arts, a place where artists could come and teach under one roof, community could experience different arts. So today, we still plan over 25 major art and cultural festivals around the state and in Oro Valley, and Catalyst is a new home for that art to happen as well.
Matt, I understand that in the town of Oro Valley, art needs to be incorporated in on all non-residential developments.
It's called the 1% for Public Art program, and it is the reason that Oro Valley has one of the largest collections of public art in the country. Since 1997, hundreds of pieces have been commissioned throughout Oro Valley. They have to be publicly viewable, and the valuation has to be approximately 1% of the building valuation for the construction. And this has led to so many pieces being created, both for local artists to win the commission and create, and also artists nationally known. Artists from all over the country come in to create artwork in Oro Valley.
So there's this new piece of art, and it's right on Oracle Road, and it's this guy, and he's juggling all of these colorful boxes out in front of the storage unit. Tell me more about that artist.
That's one of my favorite new pieces. It was done by an artist called Trevor O'Toole, a very well-known, established artist locally, and he came up with this concept. It's going to be a storage business, and so of course it's someone carrying all these shipping boxes, and it's been so popular. It's so colorful, it's so creative. And the company loved it so much, they've actually hired Trevor to create similar sculptures all over the country. And that's just a great example of how a program like this, it not only creates beautiful public art for us to enjoy, but also helps these artists build their careers, build their business, and become better artists.
Matt, thank you again so much for allowing us to visit you.
Thanks for coming.
At Catalyst today. This is so enlightening. I want to come and play.
Come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to head out and see some more art in Oro Valley. The art in Oro Valley includes all types of medium, such as sculpture, mosaic, glass, and painting. Let's take a look at some of my favorite pieces today. I love to be out and about while enjoying the surprises of all the art I run across as I drive, shop, and work in Oro Valley. For a virtual tour of more of the art in Oro Valley, go to the Oro Valley website. And until next time, I'm Jody Koch with the American Dream TV.
Let's kick up the dust for today's episode of American Dream TV. I'm your host, Kimberly Maisto, and we're here at the historic White Stallion Ranch. Well, today we're going to meet a true cowboy, Russell True. He's the owner of the ranch, and he's invited us here today. Let's go find him now. Hi, Russell. I knew I'd find you over here.
Hey, Kimberly, how are
Thanks
you?
for having us here today.
Oh, our pleasure.
Thank you. And is this your horse?
No, it's yours for today.
Oh, I'm so excited to be able to ride him. Russell, White Stallion Ranch has been around for, you tell me, how many years?
Well, probably as a cattle ranch, about 120 years.
Now, that's a really long time. So how the way it used to operate to today's current, more modern day dude ranching, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, sure. Our parents come in 1965. There's 24 left. And so the main dining room was where they first started the cattle ranch. They started also farming or raising chickens and turkeys, 20,000 of them.
Wow.
So Max Zimmerman comes in 1945. Dude ranching starts at then MZ Bar. Our family is tired of snow and cold in Colorado, and our parents throw the dice, go all in, and buy White Stallion Ranch. I've been here ever since.
So Rodeo Break is a really big event here in Tucson. Can you tell me a little bit more about why that's such an important place for people to go and visit, and they come from all over the country just to come Tucson Rodeo?
Well, it's one of the big rodeos in the country. It's usually in the top 10 or 20 nationwide, but it was really big and remains really big in Tucson. So not only do, as you said, people come to see the rodeo from elsewhere, Tucson goes. And so the schools learned, hey, you know, the kids aren't coming because they're all at the rodeo and they're watching the parade on Thursday morning, largest non-mechanized parade in the world. And so they just said, you know what, we're gonna play along. We're gonna give them a break and then go to the rodeo, and we won't look at empty classrooms.
I'm blessed to be able to be even invited to your ranch, and I just want everybody to know how great this place is. And
Well, thank you. We're honored to be included.
yes, oh, I can't wait to get on this
All
horse
right.
and ride on over.
All right, well, let's go.
I want to thank you, Russell, for inviting us here today. That rodeo was fantastic.
Oh, our pleasure. Thanks for coming.
We're going to go head over to my brand new listing that's only 5 minutes from here. Let's go take a look. Welcome to El Dorado Ranch. Drive into your private and gated home to discover the beauty of this over 3-acre property. Surrounded by towering saguaros and breathtaking mountain views, this beautifully crafted brick home was designed and built by German architect and mason Siegfried Kinpert. Constructed and engineered with mid-century modern elements and a sprawling full basement. The gourmet kitchen is designed with sub-zero appliances and a full butler pantry. Cozy up by the stone fireplace and be captivated by the integrated 200-gallon custom fish tank. The guest house can serve as office space or home for visitors, with room to park 4 cars in the oversized garage, which also includes a workshop. Build a custom pool or playground alongside the outdoor kitchen that has its very own 2-story brick bell tower. It's time to ring the dinner bell and relax after a long day at the ranch. Thank you for joining me for this episode of American Dream TV. I'm Kimberly Maisto, and I'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Monica Irigoyen. I'm a realtor, a native Tucsonan, and I have a passion for this city. Come and join me today on American Dream TV. So Kate, tell me a little bit about the Ronald McDonald Charities and the history of it, how it got started, the chapters that you guys have.
It started in Philadelphia in 1974.
Ooh.
And there was a woman who was the head of pediatric oncology at Phoenix Children's Hospital who realized that she needed a place for the parents of her really sick kids. And so what started out as something that was going to be good for Philadelphia has spread all over the world. And there are Ronald McDonald houses in almost 50 countries now.
Kate, tell me a little bit about the events that you guys do here to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Sure. So every year we do 2 big events, the Ronald McDonald House Party, and it's here at the Ronald McDonald House. It's kind of a high-end block party, and it's just a ton of fun. And the other event we do is called the Walk for Kids, and it's a family fun and fitness event. We have usually more than 1,000 people out for that. People build teams and walk, and it's a great fun fundraiser.
I'm also a contributor to the Ronald McDonald House Charities through real estate. Every time I have a real estate transaction that closes, and I'm happy to give.
Thank
so
you.
how can other people donate or contribute to the Ronald McDonald House charities.
We have volunteer opportunities, and we appreciate people's time. People can serve on our committees. We always have a wish list on our website because it's like running a small hotel. There's always a lot of stuff that needs to be purchased, and when somebody donates it, then we don't have to buy it.
That's great. Such a wonderful, wonderful thing that you guys are doing for the community here.
Thank you. It really is, for all of us who work here, it's really a labor of love.
The other organization is using boxing to go ahead and teach young kids skills and also to keep them out of trouble. I'm here with Patrick Reeder, who is a former boxer who also gives back by helping children box. So I'm going to ask him some questions, a little bit about the history of how you got involved in this, and how did you get involved in this, and why do you want to help the kids?
Well, as a young man and everything, I remember not having really a lot of direction in my life. And I was play fighting with some boxing gloves with my dad's co-workers and everything. And one of my dad's friends that lived 5-6 houses down the road came over to see my dad and saw us play boxing and just asked me, hey, do you want to learn how to box? And, I was pretty excited about that. I said, absolutely. That started it off.
I mean, you probably get some satisfaction too, helping the kids, knowing that it was something that you did in your past, and here, full circle, you're giving back.
Absolutely. It's absolutely, a lot of fun. It does give me a good feeling to be able to do that, be able to have this knowledge that was instilled upon me by my former trainers, all the guys in the gym before that, and then being able to pass that on to other kids and everything. And given these opportunities, we got to share that. We got to keep it going.
So I'm here with Pete Casada over at Tucson Southwest Boxing Academy, and he's going to tell us a little bit about how you got started here, how this came about. And I understand that you also were a trainer to Patrick Reeder, who we interviewed earlier too.
Absolutely. I started training back in 1994. Patrick and another one of his stablemates, Lupe Suazo, his brother Javier Suazo, they were all big boys here in the state of Arizona in boxing. And I started training them, and that's where I met Patrick, and I had the honor. Like I said, it's always an honor to work with the kids. I get a lot of kids, because I've had hundreds that have come through my doors, and they'll pop in once in a while, they'll come in, they'll help me out, and kids are just starstruck, when they see them, and I tell them, what they've done in life, how they've, what they've accomplished, and hey, they all went through here, And it's a good feeling, and like I said, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah, and that's great. It's a great service that you're doing for the children.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me today on American Dream TV. It's always important to contribute and to give back. I'm your host, Monica Irigoyen. See you next episode.
Welcome to the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Nicole Trevino, and today we are in beautiful sunny Sierra Vista, Arizona. With warmer weather right around the corner, I want to take you guys to a couple favorite local spots for hiking, running, pretty much anything you want to be out and about in nature. To join us on our adventure today, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague and my friend, Joe Schrum. Joe, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Well, thank you. Great to be here.
So Joe, what is it that you like to do when you come out here to Browns Canyon?
I do bring my dogs with me. My wife and I enjoy doing a 5-mile loop. That is just absolutely incredible. It's very challenging, and the dogs enjoy it too. A lot of families come up in here, and it's a pretty cool day.
All right, Joe, so we know that you like to be out in nature. You're constantly out here hiking. You run up these beautiful mountains we have, but what's one of your favorite places to go?
This time of year, the water is coming over the falls of Carr Canyon.
Cool. How about we go check it out right now?
That sounds great.
So we are up here in beautiful Carr Canyon. We just came up and passed the waterfalls. They look absolutely gorgeous while they're running. Can you tell us a little bit, Joe, about the hiking trails in here? Are they beginner friendly? What are the distances on them?
It just depends on what you want to do. The first parking lot, there's a lower connection trail. It goes about 3 miles into another canyon. You can do an out and back. They're not terrible. You come up to this section, another upper connection trail actually that goes into another canyon, or you can go all the way up to the top of the road. I wouldn't suggest taking a sedan, most likely a Jeep or a truck. That actually goes all the way up to Car Peak, about a 6-mile hike.
Cool. You ready to go on a little hike?
Let's go.
So behind us is the absolutely stunning snow-capped Miller Peak. Now, Joe, that actually connects through to the Arizona Trail, correct?
Yeah, the Arizona Trail goes past Miller Peak.
And you do a lot of work with the Arizona Trail?
We do. They maintain the trail, almost 800 miles of trail section that goes from Arizona at the Mexican border all the way through Utah.
That's a long trail. I'm sure some of that is a pretty tough trek.
Absolutely, it can be.
With some points of that at such a long distance, there's got to be absolutely stunning views if you make it to the right spots.
Incredible views. It actually goes through the Grand Canyon as well.
Is there a spot somewhere close to us down here in Sierra Vista that we can go check out?
We can actually head to Montezuma Pass. That's the beginning. That's where a lot of the hikers actually start their journey.
Cool, let's go.
All right.
So we finally made it up here to Montezuma's Pass. We are in the Coronado National Forest. Now this is where you said the start of the Arizona Trail is, correct?
That's right. A majority of the people that come up to hike the Arizona Trail will actually get dropped off here at the trailhead. They'll head down to the Mexican border. It's about 1.5 miles down, and then climb back up to start their journey.
So why do they hike down that 1.5 miles to the border?
Well, there's actually a physical monument there that is just on the opposite side of the border. So they actually go down to Mexico, turn around, and come back up here and start the Arizona Trail right over here.
So when you come out to just spend the day, which is your favorite trail, or is there a spot you like to go to get the best views?
Well, depending on how much time I have, the best views actually about 1/4 mile up the mountain here. You can just walk to the top. There's a little picnic bench there. There's a geocache area you can sign in also, and you get incredible views.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming out with us today. I'm sure everybody will enjoy the information you've given us, and hopefully they'll make it on out themselves to check out some of the places we saw.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure out into nature. We hope we'll see you down in Sierra Vista soon to enjoy some of these hiking trails, the gorgeous mountains, and of course the stunning views that come along with it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the American Dream TV, and we hope to catch you next time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, produced from America's finest city, but shot in the heart of your neighborhoods. Don't forget positive media when the world really needs it. Follow us on social media at the American Dream TV. See you next time. In the meantime, cheers to your American Dream.